Hello, my creative friends. My name is Heather North. You can find me on Instagram at Heather's Creative Blessings. I am here today with Flosstube at number 20. I'm filming this on Wednesday, April 21st, 2021. Not sure when it will go up. As soon as I can make it go up, but we all know there's been some issues getting videos loaded. It's been about 3 weeks since I filmed a video. We had family come up from California. I had a sinus infection. I had a quick emergency trip down to California. I didn't get a lot of stitching done when family was here, nor when I was down there. And I can't stitch in the car because I get car sick. So yeah, not a lot of stitching. In fact, I got my first, it was either 3 or 4 days that I didn't stitch at all. And it was really odd because since September, I have stitched every single day. And really since April or May of 2020, I've stitched almost every day. The exceptions would be when I had surgery and I couldn't for a little bit. But yeah, since September, since I recovered from that and off all the pain pills and stuff, I've been stitching every single day and stitching a lot. And now in the past 3 weeks, even the days I've stitched, I've been lucky if I can get 1 strand of thread in. So I don't have a whole lot to show you, but it's been a while, so I want to show you. On top of that, we've had beautiful weather. In fact, I should be able to do a whole video without the sun going behind the clouds because we've had sun for 2.5 weeks, I think. Pretty sure. It's just been glorious. So that means, though, a lot of outside work. Our spring comes a little bit later here than my family down in California. So I've been out pulling weeds. My husband and the boys have been working on the fence. And the dogs have been causing a ruckus. But they are just loving this weather as well. So let's get to the stitching. I'm going to show you what I've stitched on. It's been a while, so I doubt you've just watched, unless you're, you know, watching old videos and going through this. You probably didn't just see what I had done, so it won't seem as, anticlimactic as it will me showing you that there's just not been a whole lot of progress, but there has been some, so I'll show you that. There's a lot of happy mail because it's been a while since I've filmed a video, and most of it has just come in this week. In fact, I just got 2 packages today. So yeah, it's been fun. I wanted to say one thing. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought, and that's what happens when it's been a while. Forget to mention something. Oh, in case I did forget to mention, this is a Flosstube video, which means it's mainly about cross stitch. I can't remember if I said that before, but since my channel was more of a paper crafting channel, I still want to mention that, even though this is video 20 or 2021. 20 or 21. Have you missed me? I could start over, but the puppy's nap time is short. So this is in the Goose Designs bag. It's the Just My Type from It's So Emma. I am using color and cotton thread, the called for, and I am doing it on a whitewash or whiteboard from Fabric Flair Ada. I think it's 16 count. The colors are still off. But this is what I have done. So I had this part done and I had started on this. I think the last time I showed you, I had just, I think, in there. But I added and started with the type. I've got carried on more on this side. I want to make sure before I get too much further that this matches up at the bottom. That's the main thing. I love this little stitch. Show it up just a little bit closer. And the other thing about this, I like having cross stitch pieces that have fill-in work that needs to be done, so that if I am at a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment, or even visiting with other people, having something where you're just filling in and not having to worry about counting or even having the pattern necessarily with you is very helpful. So that's my other reason for not filling in as I go. I'm going to make sure this meets up first, and then I'll still continue to outline until all I need to do is fill in. And then this will probably end up being my car cross stitch, which means I take it with me wherever I go. And if I'm stuck in traffic, especially if somebody else is driving, or like I said, if I'm at an appointment or something, I have something to work on. Next up is, this is the Serendipity stitch along. It's from Fat Quarter Shop. It is a free stitch along that you can find on their website, on their blog, probably both. But they do ask that you make a donation to make a wish. And so I am changing up the colors, some of the colors, as well as the background, because I wanted it to match my sewing room. So the fabric I'm using is from Bestitch Me. It's something I won in the Friday night fight night on Facebook. So it came without a name, but it's a beautiful purple, and it's an Aida. It's either an 18 count or a 20 count. I just cut the piece off that tells me I need to zigzag the edge, but it's a really cool fabric. Can you see all the different color variations in it? I just love, love, love it. So the first time I showed it to you, that night I realized, or the night before, I realized that I hadn't spaced it far enough apart. So I took it out, and I think I showed it again. I maybe had one of these done, but I've done that whole first row now. And I've started on that second row of flying geese. I'm adding in an extra color. And I don't know all of the colors that I used. If you're interested, let me know and I can share it in my next video. Or just comment and I can comment on yours. But I'm just doing different shades of, there's some blue, some purple, some pink, and some teal. And I'm going to add, I haven't done it yet, but I will be adding in the whitewash into the flying geese. So that is Serendipity. And they're releasing, it's really nice because they're releasing this pattern every 2 weeks. So there's plenty of time to catch up. They're now on row 3. Unfortunately, it just came at a time when I haven't had a lot of stitching time. But hopefully that changes. We're supposed to have rain again starting on Friday. So definitely this weekend there'll be some stitching time because it's supposed to be raining, I think, all week from that point on. And so I won't have as much yard work to do. And I won't have to worry about watering the flowers and the plants and things. So this one has not been out in a hot minute. And I think I showed it last video, but before that it hadn't come out, I don't think, since January. It is from Joy Filled Stitcher. Let me grab the cover. Sorry, you guys. Yes, Joy Filled Stitcher. On, I think she's on Etsy. Oh, sorry, Annie. Yep, it's on Etsy. So it's Jeremiah 29:11. And it's got the verse, for I know the plans I have for you. That's what the stitch piece will say. You can use whatever thread you want. She used Mrs. Sadis silk. I did not have that. So what I am using is Classic Colorworks in Tyler Boyd Blue. This one's almost empty. I've got another one ready to go here. Tyler Boyd Blue and Vintage Violet. So there's a couple of words I'm doing in that Vintage Violet. So they do have similar blues in it, but this one will make those words hopefully stand out just a little bit more. And this is the color Lotus. It's a 28 count Jobelin from Bestitch Me. And I did work on this, I think, a little bit since I showed it to you last. This is what I have so far. I'm trying to do it back here because I think the colors are more true back here than up close. But I know the plans, and I did write the verse on the last video because I know I should have shared this the last video, I think, or the video before, and I was stumbling all over the verses. I like combined 3 different versions of it, and I was like, ah, but to give you a future and a hope. And so my word of the year for 2021 is hope. And this verse is definitely one that has been one of my life verses, so I love it. Not a ton of progress on that, I don't think, but at least I got into that second color. Put that down there. And so I guess I've worked on several different things. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different maybe. But there just hasn't been a lot of stitches in any one of them. I guess the most would be Serendipity, but that's because I took it out and restarted it. It doesn't feel quite as much to me. So this one, WIPGO 2021, the numbers that were called, one of them I've already completed. I want to say that was Quilty Love, but I'm not 100% sure. The second one is Singing in the Rain. In my last video, I shared that I was really struggling with this. I think it's a combination of the fabric and the threads that I chose to use. And I asked, is it okay to just let it go? I'm one of those people that once I start things, I have a hard time letting them go. And I'm learning, and it's probably something I'm going to keep learning throughout this year because I'm learning it in several different areas, that sometimes you have to let things go in order to get the really important things done. And so what I decided to do, and I want to thank you for those that commented and said, you know, either way, it's okay to, but to say it's okay to just let it go. So what I had decided to do, my goal for WIPGO was to spend either 4 or 5 hours, I can't remember, I think it was 4 hours on this piece. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to do that. And I've met the WIPGO goal. It was on the board twice. I think this is the second time it's been pulled out. And at that point, I can really decide because I've met my WIPGO goals for the year. And if I am not enjoying it, I need to let it go. I can always stitch it again. I could pull out a different fabric. I could use different thread. I love the thread colors, but they are, I think, a rayon, and they're very, yeah, they're 100% rayon. And so they're very slippery is the best word I can come up with for them. But I powered through. And I think I've done 3 hours now. So I've got 1 more hour. Today is Wednesday. So, and I've got a meeting tonight, but I'm hoping, or I'm planning on, because I won't let myself go to bed until I put at least 1 thread link in this piece. But I'm hoping I'll get an hour or so to spend on this, at some point tonight. But I did finish the umbrella tops. And let me tell you, I do love this piece. I really, really do. And I've learned I need to not do it late at night when I'm frustrated. I need to not do it when I'm trying to get, one of the times when I'm working on these in the morning, I'm getting up and down a lot with the dogs. And it gives me something to do when they're happy and just chewing on their bone or whatever. But there's a lot of up and down. And with this slippery thread, if I get up, I lose what I am doing. So I learned I can't really do that during my up and down time. I can do it on my lunch break when my husband's here, if he's home to take care of the dogs, or when they're asleep. And it's also not a good idea to do it late at night when I'm getting tired or I'm trying to focus on something different. So part of this is strategically doing it at good times. But aren't they cute? I mean, the umbrellas are so stinking cute. I will put in another hour at least, or 2, depending on what the WIPGO thing says on this piece. And then I can reevaluate at that point. But I am okay now with letting it go because there has been a lot of pulling out, putting back in, pulling out, putting back in. That's just frustrating. And there are better things to do with my time than to work. And there are so many cross-stitching pieces I want to finish and to put on my wall, or just to enjoy the process, to spend my time on something that's just frustrating me. And it's nothing against the pattern maker or designer. It's in my own choices, which were not what the called for. and learning. And part of that, and part of picking up cross stitching again and trying new fabrics and trying new threads and trying new things is I'm going to find things I love and I'm going to find things that don't work for me. And so one of the things I've learned is the sulky rayon does not work for me for cross stitch. It might be great for what I originally bought it for, which is appliquing. It's not working for this. So the last thing I worked on was, and this is in another Goose Designs bag, it's my Country Cottage Needleworks sampler of the month. And I have been working on the May sampler using the called for colors. I'm in a club, so it gets sent every month. April, oh, I should grab April. Did I show you April last time? I may have shown it to you. I put it on sticky board. I don't have it fully finished yet. I haven't been able to make it to the store, like a Hobby Lobby or something, to find my fully finished piece. My hope or plan was to do it on something that I could just switch out every month. So put it on magnets like Priscilla and Chelsea Stitching with the Housewives do. That's how I kind of plan on finishing it, so that I can just have the piece hanging up and I can switch it in and out. I burned myself last night. Sorry about that. But this is my May piece, and I'll show it up close so you can kind of see it better. And what all of these do, it kind of has a design. It's got a topper and a bottom that match. It goes down to the middle, which is a cottage, and then it flips and goes down. So I've got to finish this row of flowers, and then the bees, and this is closer to the color back here. And then there'll be another topper on here as well. And so this, I was playing around with, I'm not a huge fan of yellow. I know so many people, that's their favorite color and they love yellow. I'm not a huge fan of it. And so I put white in these, but I put yellow down here like it's called for, because everything else is called for. And now I'm thinking, I don't like that this is white and this is yellow. So I will either take these out and put yellow in, or I'll take these out and put white in. And that's just the OCD in me. And that's the other thing. Sometimes you just got to do what makes you happy. And I'm not sure which makes me happier. We're not in May yet. So part of it too is when we get closer to the sunny months, maybe I'll want the sunny sun in May. I don't know. But I'm making good progress on that. It will be, if I continue on, it will be done before May. So, it feels good to be kind of caught up. I told you that before, that I like being a little bit ahead and caught up versus being behind. And so I am ahead of the game for May 2022, no matter what I decide to do with that. So now, since that's all of my whips, I didn't have any new starts. But what I did have, I want to make sure I have this together. This is for something else. I have some happy mail. So I got my fabric of the month from Crazy Annie Stitches. Crazy Annie's Stitchin'. Hold that up so you can see it. And this is the Color in Cotton, February 2021. I think there was a delay. Color in Cotton has been behind just because they've had struggles getting their fabric in. And then on top of that, they moved to a new location where they can dye more. But there's that transition of moving. And then, you know, it's just the world we live in right now. But this is Cottage Stone. It's beautiful. I am in the Lugana 28 count. And I am considering changing my fabric count now that I've started working on 32 and 36 count. And I'm not sure if I can change it. I need to ask her if I can. But because I don't want to, if I start doing more and more in the higher counts, I don't want to have a huge stash of 28 count. I already have a large stash of 28 count, but I love it. And 28 count is so easy to work with. that it will go to good use. But isn't that color? It's not showing up all that great on camera, but it is the perfect neutral color. And it's a fat quarter, but it's like, it feels bigger than a fat quarter. It looks pretty huge. At least I think that's what I got. Yeah, that's what I got. Anyways, very nice. I'm really loving color and cotton. I just got in, that's the other thing. I just got in on the, directly from Color and Cotton, their fabric of the month. They had openings for Lugana. And so I signed up for the 32 count Lugana. So actually I might just stay in the 28 count for a while because I'll be getting that too. Anyways, that was from Crazy Annie's Stitchin'. This is a special order from Bestitch Me. You can go directly to their website. It's www.bestitchme.com. And some of these are special orders, and some of them, it's what she had in stock because she has fabric ready to ship. A lot of these companies do, and there's not often a lot on there, but you might just catch something that you like. And so I wanted to try some more of Brandy's colors. So this is, and it's going to dye differently on Aida than it is on Lugana or linen. But this is Artemis 16 count Aida. It's a fat 8. Ooh, it's coming across way more gray. It's definitely a steel gray blue, but it's a more blue than what is showing up on camera. I'm sorry, you guys. Lighting is hard. Camera colors are hard. But this I thought would be really good for some of those stitching with the housewives. That was one of the things I was pulling this out for. Also, I find that It's So Emma, Fat Quarter Shop, Lori Holt, designers tend to have, they don't have a lot of back stitching or 3/4 stitches or things like that. And Aida is definitely easier to work with when it comes to that because you don't have as many squares to count. So for some of their pieces, it just seems to go really well with Aida. And so I did order a couple different Aidas. This is going to be really cool for you to see because, sorry for the crinkle, I got sea glass in both Aida and Lugana. I think I did a special order for the Lugana. So first, this is the 18 count sea glass. Isn't that a gorgeous color? I love, 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 love this. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then, and it's got great modeling. Not a ton, but just enough to add some depth and dimension to the back of a piece or for those empty spaces. Because again, those people, those designers that do full cross stitch type pieces tend to have a lot of negative space. Not all of them, but several of them do. And so when you've got a lot of negative space that's not being stitched on, I think it's really nice to have something other than just a solid sheet of color. So this is 25 count Lugana. And it's odd for me to choose 25 count. So I wonder if this is one that she had available. Like maybe she had the 2 sea glasses. But as you can see, the Aida is much darker than the Lugana. The Lugana is a great minty aqua, and this is a great blue or turquoisey aqua. Almost a teal, but more of a turquoise. So sea glass, very pretty. And I had something in mind to do this with. I was just waiting for this to come. So woohoo. Okay, and then the other one, this for sure was a special order. The other 3 may not have been. They may have just been what she had available to ship. Or this may have been available to ship and I asked for a fat 1/8 of it. I don't know. Anyways, this is a 32 count Lugana in granite. And mind you, I ordered this 6 or 8 weeks ago, but I was searching for the perfect winter rose manner and a couple of other pieces. And so this is one of them that I was hoping would work, and we'll see. I'll have to do it with the fabric, but isn't that pretty? It definitely, I mean, it's obviously a neutral. It's got gray in it. It's got a little bit of tan. I mean, it kind of reads like a very light gray tan. That's fairly close to the color. Anyways, 32 count. And I can see the holes. The lighting makes all the difference in the world. And here, because we get so much rain in the Pacific Northwest, it can get dark and dreary and it can be difficult to see. So the Halo Go light is a must for me. And the new Stella light, I am loving it. I have it by my stitchy spot downstairs. It definitely puts out some good light. Yeah. Anyways, that is but I'm happy I can do 32 count. Often with my readers, but I can still see it. And I love the look of linen. I don't always love the slubs that are in it. Sometimes the holes are a little bit bigger. I like the weave of the Lugana because I do like it the way it is to stitch on. Okay, so that was Be Stitch Me. Let me put these down. This, oh my goodness. Okay, so this is a very special order from Keepsakes. Got the little... So Keepsakes, I don't think they do have a website, but I don't think you can just order on the website unless maybe you could send an email through it. But you can call them and they will put things together for you. And here's the back of the little card that came in there. And so I already got my first special order for them, but the other thing I had them order for me was this Ocean of Liberty from Rivaris. And so it was a special order. I didn't realize this till just now. Look, it's got a little whale tail. I didn't know that was in there. Oh, I hope I didn't show too much of the chart in doing that. One of the reasons I wanted this was this little ship. I wanted to put that on my Mayflower. But that Mayflower piece is done. I don't think I'll be redoing it. That was a lot of work. But I really liked this a lot. And Pam from Pam and Steph Just Keep Stitching, Pam did this. And so that's why I knew if I called Keepsakes because I couldn't remember the exact name, but if I called Keepsakes and talked to Stephanie, she would know what I was talking about. And so this special order came in and I asked for the floss to go with it. So they packaged the floss, and I don't know if you can see it through the plastic, but they tied it with a ribbon that is like a little sailboat. It's so stinking cute. So what I do when I am ordering patterns online typically is I get the overdyed floss right then. I don't always get the DMC. And if I already have it in stock, if I already have it in my stash, I don't order. But for this with Keepsakes, what I said was, can you order me the pattern and the overdyed floss to go with it and the fabric? And I haven't looked at the fabric yet. So it's packaged in the nice tissue paper. Sorry for the crinkle. Ooh, okay. This probably sounded funny. I was expecting gray for some reason. I don't know why, but I love this. Okay, it is Edinburgh linen, color and cotton. Okay, that makes sense. It's 36 count in light brown sugar. I love this. Okay, I think I am in love with color and cotton. Let me pull. I mean, everything's in this plastic. Sorry about that, but wow. I absolutely love this. Good job, Keepsakes. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for taking my call and figuring out what I wanted. I'm going to take, this is just pinned on here. I'm going to take this so I can see the whole thing. Ugh. And I will probably be doing, no, I'll definitely be doing 1/1 on this. I'm looking for slubs, and there aren't very many. It's got a little bit of veining up here. Ooh, that's a good shot. Look at that. So when I'm stitching the blues and the grays, those are really going to show up. Okay, love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. So in the meantime, because this was ordered from another country, so it took a while to get in, to Keepsakes. They shipped it out very quickly to me, or they would have, except they called to say that the pattern came in, and I wasn't sure which stitch count I would want. So when I ordered, I said, I'm going to have you ship. They shipped out 32 and 36 count for me to try for the first time. And in the meantime, waiting for this pattern. And so I knew when this came in, I just said, when it comes in, I'll let you know which count of fabric I want to go with it. And so I did. I asked for 36 count when they called. As I said, however, by then Market had happened. I think that's what they call it, or Needlework Expo, or whatever it was called, that one that they did online. And I had seen the Flosstube Friends, so I asked for that chart to be sent along with it. So this is Flosstube Friends because, you know, Stephanie, Pam, and Steph are my Flosstube friends, even though they don't know me, right? I mean, I watch them every week. I laugh along with their stories, just like hopefully you're doing with me right now. So I definitely wanted to get this pattern from Keepsakes just to spread some of the stitchy love, stitchy money around to that shop. And as a thank you for Stephanie and Pam for enabling me every single week. So I asked for this as well as the any overdyed floss. I didn't know if there was any for sure. And every single one of them are overdyed floss. So this is the package that oh, sorry. I mean, that's not a big deal. It's just the colors. But this is the package that goes along with this. And I told them I didn't I didn't get the fabric to go with it because I'm not sure yet what I'll be stitching on. And I kind of wanted to see, because I didn't even know the stitch size or the stitch count or anything. And so it's actually pretty long. On 40 count, it's 17 by and an eighth by 6 3/4. So that could end up being a pretty big piece. I'll have to see, because I want it to go along with my, what was the other ones? Cross Stitch Nation piece. And so I also wasn't sure. I might change some of these colors to make sure that it goes well with that piece, because I think however I end up finishing it, they will be hung close together. So, and I wasn't sure what fabric, so I didn't get the fabric to go along with that. Okay, the last two Happy Meals, I'm telling you, gee whiz. This is my Floss Fix from Fat Quarter Shop. So this is the classic Color Works. If you haven't gotten yours yet, you might want to turn away. This just came before I started filming. So this month's classic Color Works is French Rose. And the colors are Perfect Pie Crust. I actually love that color for a light pink. It works. This one is not as pink though, because different dye lots. But it works really good as a Caucasian skin color. Cinnamon. So this is Perfect Pie Crust. Cinnamon Toast. Nutmeggy. That's really pretty mauve, pinky mauve. Colonial Rose. I like that too. Jackie Brown or Jakey Brown. It's spelled like, hopefully you can see that. And Cappuccino. So there are several of these that I've never seen before. So I'm really liking that. In fact, Perfect Pie Crust might be the only one that I have in my stash. I might have purchased Colonial Rose. I'm not 100% sure. But beautiful mauve colors. This would look really pretty with as some of the dresses for these girls. And I like that we've got some different skin tones and hair colors represented in here. There's this little gray-haired lady. Super cute. Okay. So there's that. Then this is, I got, this is all the rest of this is from Fat Quarter Shop. This just came too. I am in the Stitch Quarterly, I think it's called, where they send out quarterly, a collection with a bag and a cross stitch pattern, the floss you need, and a notion or two. And so they sent this out, and they sent out, and I showed it, I think, in my last video. Oh, that was the other thing I worked on, and it's not here, it's in the car. I'll share it next week. But the Stitch Quarterly bag, it came with a canvas bag. They had ordered this originally, and it didn't come in time to ship it out. And so they ordered a different bag to put it in. And then they sent an email to Stitch Quarterly subscribers. And I think it was like 40% off for the bag. So yes, please, I got another bag. It's a little bit different than the first one. This is more of the mesh, but I can definitely use more bags, and at 40% off, I'm here for it. So, and it's still available, I believe, last time I checked at Fat Quarter Shop, but that's the bag that goes along with the Stitch Quarterly pattern. Now, it's exclusive for a period of time to the Stitch Quarterly subscribers, and then it goes on sale for everybody else. And it could already be on sale. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to that because I already got mine. But if you're interested, please check that out. I got floss, so a bunch of floss for the things that I ordered in here. And I'll just start showing you. This one is from Puntini Puntini. When I think of May, I am loving all of these, and so I decided each month I'm going to order another one for the month to come. So this is the May, and I may have ordered April as well because I was ordering it. I'll have to look and see. But this is May, and so next month I'll order the June, or as soon as I'm done with this, I'll order it, get close to being done. The button is a little beehive. Isn't that cute? And it calls for all DMC colors. So that's that one. This is, I'm sure you all have seen this, but I hadn't gotten mine. I hadn't gotten one yet. And there's been several patterns I've seen people do on Instagram, but this is the Punch Needle and Primitive, or Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. It's their spring issue. And so there were several things that I wanted to do out of here that I've seen people posting. And so I went ahead and got this. Wanted to get it before it sold out. I think I was hoping it would come before my trip too. That didn't happen. Obviously, it just came today. This is Winter Gatherings, designed by Brenda Gervais. It's a very wintry, I mean, it's called Winter Gatherings. It's a very wintry feel, but so, so pretty. And I just love the colors that are in here. Oops, sorry. I debated back and forth. I don't know how to finish like this. I don't know if I want to finish like this. I think it would probably look good in the round. So I think this would be really pretty finished just in a hoop. And it can be an ornament or a wall decoration. But I haven't even started it, so why worry about finishing yet, right? Perhaps I can find a shop that finishes it. Actually, I think Keepsakes does it. You could send things in and they'll finish it for you in Cincinnati, Ohio. This was, I thought it was so stinking cute. This was a flash sale deal. Happy 4th of July recently. My family, I think I talked about a little bit, but my grandpa's ranch, one of the things that my great grandpa was sheep on his ranch, and my uncle now has sheep on that same ranch. And so I just thought that was kind of cute. And I like little sheep, like 4th of July. I might even stitch this and send this to my Uncle Wayne. We'll see, but I might keep it too. Anyways, that's the little sheep. I must have been in a sheep mood because I wanted spring. I really didn't have, I do have some now. I didn't really have a whole lot of spring stitching because I was just starting to get into it in the spring of last year. And yeah, so I needed more stitching. And I think I was trying to do summer things. I don't know, or fall, trying to get ahead of the game. This is called Time to Bloom by Annie B's Folk Art. It says it's your time to bloom. Again, with the little sheep. Isn't that stinking cute? Very, very, very cute. I think that was one of the new releases recently. This one, and this may be the other reason it may have taken me a while to order, because I kept putting this in my cart and it kept selling out before I could get it. But so blessed. So Heather's Creative Blessings, sewing blessed. I think I will change the color. I love these colors. I really do. But I'm also thinking I might change it to more of the aqua mint, or I might do a combination of them. I'm not sure, but I finally have this one. And it's by October House, if I didn't say that already. And I'm really finding I like October House a lot. This is, and it's a little bit late for this year. This probably will go away until next year, this top part, if I do it. It's called Easter Brings Hope by Scissortail Designs. And since hope is my word of the year, I definitely want to stitch that this year. So all year long, I'm just restarting cross stitching it. I've had a word of the year for a decade at least, but since I've started cross stitching, I try and find a pattern that has the word in it, or that has the feeling of that word in it. And so I try and have that going all year long. So last year was grace, this year is hope, and I have that one I showed you earlier. When that gets done, it's getting close. I will pull out this hope probably and work on that. And I don't know if I'll use that color or not. I might. I liked it. I might, and then give it to my mom because it'll go really well. She converted my old bedroom into a beach room, and it definitely is blues and whites in that. Whereas my beach room is more aqua, mint, teal, breezy Caribbean feel to it with the white. So the last thing I got as far as cross stitching goes is Rabbit Valley Studio Spring Doxology. I think I typed in spring and this came up. Isn't that sweet? And I did want some more. It says, praise God from whom all blessings flow. I did want some more of a Christian feel to my Easter, because that's how we celebrate in our house, more than like eggs and an Easter bunny. So it's spring. Bunnies are perfectly appropriate for springtime, and so are sheep and things. But I did want to have some things on my wall that could go beyond just the Easter bunny too, so it can kind of stay out all spring season. And I really like that a lot. So I've got a lot of stitching to do. I hate editing things out because it means my video is going to take a lot longer, but I did want to show you this. So this was the Stitch Quarterly, because this is what I worked on more than anything else and put the most stitches in. It's called Fresh Cut by It's So Emma. And one of the reasons is once you kind of get the pattern down, for one, it's really easy to keep going with the rest of them. So I could do this while visiting with my husband's dad and his wife, and I could do it while, let's say I'm sitting in the car while my husband goes in and grabs something, or I'm waiting for Home Depot to load the fencing or whatever. It's just a really easy stitch. It's on Ada. It's white background. One of the things that came in there was a sweet little needle minder, but you can see I got a lot done on this compared to some of the others. So I got the top row done, this top medallion, and I started on the leaves on the side here. So, sorry. That is the last of my stitching. If you stayed around this long, it's just coming together really quickly, considering how little time I've had to actually work on it. So this came with, oh, you know what? I'm not going to even share that, because I mean, I was just showing you, and that I had it in my last video. So I'm using the called for flosses and fibers. I may change around where I put some of them, but yeah, it's in my little fresh cut bag. And you can see compared to this one's a little bit bigger. This is canvas, this is a mesh, but both fun for spring. And obviously I've got more spring things to put in that new one. So with that, I'm going to end this video. It did go longer. I was afraid of that there'd just be too much for me to talk about. I hope you guys are having a fabulous April. I hope that you are enjoying as lovely spring weather as I am today. I am okay with the rain coming back, because otherwise I need to start turning on the sprinklers, because the ground dries out pretty fast when it does stop raining. So I'm kind of just going a little bit longer before I turn the sprinklers on for the season. Water's expensive. So I hope that you also have more stitching time than I've been having. But if not, I hope it's because you're doing something else that you love. I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I will see you in my next video. If I continue to have more time outside than stitching time, I might switch to every other week for the summer until I get more time to stitch. Although I don't want it to go this long and have the videos be this long. So got to balance a little bit. I haven't done as much shopping, so this all came in, but I have not been busy shopping while I have not been stitching, because I've been too busy to even be on the computer. So yeah, we'll just play it by ear and see whether I'm here next week or in 2 more weeks. But either way, you should be seeing me again. I hope you guys have a fabulous week, like I said before, and I'll see you soon. Bye.